Welcome to Indiana Basketball Weekly on the Grueling Truth Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Right now, I want to welcome in former Indiana Hoosier legend, Steve Risley. Steve.
Mike.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
All right.
Give it a try.
Yeah, we're live, so we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we'll do this every time from now on.
Well, let's just hope I don't remember everything Bob Knight taught me, like the 100 ways to use that one piece of vernacular in the language.
Yeah, you know I don't approve of that, so.
I think our audience, I think the FCC might not approve of that.
All right, let's talk about last night's game. Seton Hall beats Indiana 84-68. The one thing I took away from it, and I'm sure you did too, was we talked about effort, and the effort was much better last night than it was the first two games of the season.
I was very impressed with the effort. I picked up a lot of things off of it. First off, by the effort they demonstrated, what they told me and showed me last night was they can play with a ranked basketball team. I thought they executed at a higher level. They played at a higher level. Their effort was solid. I could tell that the coach had watched the film and made some changes in their offensive structure. But you're right. The thing I took away most was just good, fundamentally hard effort up and down the basketball court. And I thought for the entire 40 minutes. I mean, they got out talented, but they didn't get out effort in the game. Seton Hall did not play any harder than Indiana did. They just have more talent on the court than Indiana did. So I was very impressed with that.
Well, they have more.
Really gave me a lot of hope.
Yeah, they have more talent, but the one thing that still bothers me is I think they're in the game at the end if they could just eliminate stupid mental mistakes.
Yeah, there were some, and it was breakdowns. Probably from not being in that situation yet, where they would have a chance to be in the game against a ranked opponent that has skill set and talent. But I'm sure they took away a lot of that away from it too. I want to say they made turnovers. I want to say most of the turnovers they made were committed with trying to make things happen, and not what we would call stupid turnovers. And I remember Isaiah made a lot of turnovers trying to make things happen on our team, and never really got in Coach's doghouse over that. Good players that are trying to control the tempo of the game, that are trying to execute, are going to make turnovers, because until you get a well-oiled machine like the 76 team where they just figured each other out, and Indiana's definitely still trying to figure each other out, you're gonna make a lot of turnovers based on trying to make things happen. So you're right. The game slipped away from them, but it didn't get taken away from them. It didn't get driven away from them. It just kind of slipped away from them. Free throw shooting remains an integral part of what this team's got to get significantly better at. I think they were like 54% so far this season, and they've got to capitalize on every opportunity to score, being as young as they are.
Yeah, and when you look at the defensive side, still giving up 9 for 17 from the three-point line, that still has to be a concern.
Well, and here's my thought on the defense right now, and I really, I'm a defensive fundamentalist. That to me is defense wins games, defense wins championships. I firmly believe I'm in that camp big time, and I know Coach Miller is too. Everything we've read and heard about him. Right now for this ball club, I saw they played mostly all man-to-man in the entire game. Now, here's what my take on that. Indiana's not really in a position to man up against a team like Seton Hall man-to-man. They're just not physically strong enough. They're not tenured enough, seasoned enough to play man-to-man. So they can do it one of two ways. And I'm not going to pick and choose for Coach. He's got his own game plan, his own season plan, what he wants to do. But they could drop into a zone and probably play a Seton Hall a little more even up by dropping into a zone. They've got to watch their ball pressure up top, because you're right. They did beat us with a three-point shot, and they were still shooting good, and that's some lack of pressure up top. But a zone, because there's a lot of slicing and dicing going on, a lot of overpowering into the paint by Seton Hall. So you drop into a zone, you get better coverage, you get more bodies down low to battle. Man-to-man, you're going to spread things out on you a little bit like they did. You're going to get a lot more one-on-one, and we're just not there yet one-on-one. So, in terms of defensive structure, if you want to toughen these kids up and get them ready for the Big Ten, stay with your man-to-man. will eventually start to pay off for them. They'll lose some games like they did against Seton Hall, and I really think they had an opportunity to win that game. I do. But if you want to win those games and have a better chance to win them, you might want to consider throwing zone at them at some point in time, even if it's a matchup zone. So that's my take defensively. They're still not doing the fundamental things. There was virtually no block out at all. Indiana was just trying to outleap everybody. And anytime you do that, you're going to get into foul trouble, especially Indiana not as physically dominant as they are yet in the season.
Yeah, they also had problems stopping dribble penetration, which led to a lot of the three-point problems also.
Well, that's where a zone will plug holes. The man-to-man will spread out man-to-man, will create those holes. The zone defense will plug those holes. But you're right. You have to be cautious going into the zone defense should they choose to use someone. I don't think Coach Miller's listening to this show or listening to our input yet. We'll get there. We'll get there to where we're offering him solid help. Trust me. But it's not there yet. But you're right. They have to keep that pressure up top. But if you want to plug those holes and stop that dribble drive penetration, which is critical for any team that's physically gifted as Seton Hall, then you've got to be able to fill the holes, fill the gaps, and you've got to have some help side defense. You've got to understand man-side defense and ball-side defense. And it wasn't to be in that position. That was what Coach and I, we worked on every day in practice. Man-side defense, when the ball's below the free throw line, you're on man side. When the ball's above the free throw line, you're on ball side. It's your positioning on the court, and that fills gaps every time. And essentially what people thought about man-to-man defense, it essentially was more of a matchup zone than it was. You set a man, you're responsible for that man, but the way he used man-side and ball-side defense, it played more like a matchup zone. So when they get figuring it out, their talent, and the right combination to put on the floor, they'll be able to fill those gaps a lot better.
All right, now we talked the first game, especially against Indiana State, about the offense and the lack of offensive continuity or what looked like a game plan. What was your take on last night, the game against Seton Hall?
I actually, I'm very, very keen to watch, and I saw offensive sets in the beginning of the game. I saw them really try to run plays. I thought they had some good plays. I thought they scored or created opportunities to score. They missed some bunnies that they'll make as they get more tenured into the season. But I did like early in the game. I liked their offensive sets, and I think that's what kept them in the game the first half. They were controlling the tempo of the game. I felt Indiana was controlling the tempo of the game with their offense. I think that they were getting the play set. They were dominating, and even I heard one of the commentators in the game say, Indiana's playing this game at too high of a tempo for Seton Hall. He said that in the first half. That Seton Hall wants to slow it down and play more of a slow down game. But Indiana was controlling it with their offensive sets, by controlling their fast breaks, and I really thought they were controlling the game in the first half. Second half, the physicality of the game started taking over, and you start getting a little more one-on-one, but that's to be expected. But I liked what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw marked improvement over Howard, over the first three games in Indiana State even. I saw marked improvement, and Seton Hall is a better version of Indiana State. And again, I'm not taking away from Indiana State. Seton Hall was a team built much like Indiana State.
Yeah.
But only just more gifted, more talented. Obviously, I mean they're predicted to win the Big East again. I mean, their coach is coach of the year of the Big East. So, it's there. It's good. I still think we've got to get some on-court leadership. I mean, our two guards are just not fathoming out to be leaders on the floor. He's going to have to find somebody to get on that floor and be a coach on the court and control that tempo, because Miller can't come out and do it in the course of the game.
Yeah, and playing games against teams like Seton Hall, Duke coming up, that's where your leader has to emerge before the Big Ten season starts.
If you want to win those games, exactly right. Every team you're going to see now from a team like that is going to have an on-court leader who's going to be every bit as effective as the bench coaching that a good coach will do. So you're right. That's something that they really clearly need to work on. So they need to step up and take that leadership role. I'm not sure who it's going to be at this point in time, but what we're doing right now is not working.
Now,
in my eyes, not seeing any leadership at all out of anybody.
Now, who are some of the guys that you saw marked improvement from game one to last night?
I thought our inside play was a lot better. So I would give a lot of credit to all the guys that went inside, played inside. I thought thought that, we posted up well. We got inside the game, and we took the ball the whole strong across the board. So I really liked everybody that came in, and I didn't really see any weakness for our age and our tenure inside. Guard play out front. I still see a lot of wanting to shoot the three, a lot of weaving up top and wanting to shoot the three-point shot. So everybody on the inside, I felt really, but I think they made a concept to get the ball inside. I was charting for a while. Probably over 50% of the times we were down the court, we were dumping the ball in rather than trying to find the three. And the threes that we took in the first half were kick-out threes for the most part. They were either off the fast break on a good penetration where you drop somebody to the corner, which is a legitimate play in college basketball, or we're getting the ball inside and we're kicking out. We've got an wide open three-pointer, and I think any championship coach will say, if you got that open three-pointer, 22-foot mark, take it. Any chance you can.
All right, so Sunday night, the Indiana Hoosiers will face the South Florida Bulls. South Florida's 2-1. They've won 2 close games over Florida Atlantic and Stetson. They actually had a double-digit loss to Morgan State. So this is a game that, if what we saw last night was true, the Hoosiers should come out and take care of this game by double digits.
Well, I agree. What you want to see now is, what I want to see every time is just the team improving. And I think we've seen that. I think we really have seen that happen. So after the showing that we had from the improvement from Indiana State to Seton Hall, I expect Indiana to want to come out and dominate this game, to have enough confidence in them that they can control this game for 40 minutes, not 20 minutes. And then start wondering if you can do it or not. So this is a point in time now where Indiana ought to be able to start effectively utilizing their execution on their offensive sets, position themselves defensively, start working fundamentally on defense against the teams that they're playing against. So I, at this point, would be less than disappointed if I didn't see Indiana have a double-digit victory in this game. I think anything short of that would be a little bit of a regression from us from this game. So that's what Coach Miller needs to focus on between now and Sunday is, hey, you've reached a new plateau. This is now our baseline. Seton Hall game is now the baseline for what we showed what we can do. I think until the buzzer went off, they were in that ball game. I know the score says, 14, 15 points, but they were in that ball game. They didn't get run out of the gym by these 16 NBA. So let's see if they can now maintain this baseline as they formed against Seton Hall and take it on to the next level.
Yeah, and to me, the thing I want to see is the intensity that they had last night, because they didn't have it the first 2 games. South Florida doesn't have anybody that stands out. They got Terrence Samuel, who's a solid guard, averages 12 points a game. They got De Silva, who's a forward, who averages 14. So this is a team that, if they go out and play with that effort, there should be no problem.
No, you're not going to see the kind of talent you played against Seton Hall against Duke. And I don't think that's a misnomer. So at this point, I'd say Indiana, anybody between now and Duke, Indiana's going to be able to play with and control the tempo of the game, control the game. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. I liked the intensity too. As a matter of fact, in my notes I wrote down great intensity. I thought they played with a focus. I thought they were committed. I think what they need to do now is find the right 5 players to be on the court in the right situation. And it doesn't mean there's only 5 players on the team. What it means is, on any given situation and point in the game, if you need defensive structure, if you need upgraded uptick in tempo, they need to start working on and find who the right players are to have in the game at that point in time. I know Coach Miller is formulating those situations right now. So it's a good work in progress. Now South Florida becomes a great opportunity for them to test their resolve, their will, their intensity, and see if they can control that in somebody for 40 minutes. They're going to need every bit of that times 2 to be in the game against Duke. We all know that.
Yeah, most definitely. And they're going to need that when they get to the Big Ten season. Speaking of the Big Ten, are there any teams that have kind of stood out to you so far, a few games into the season?
No, I haven't seen anybody that's, it's hard to tell based on, you don't know a lot about the talent of obviously, start looking at the coaches. A little disappointed with Michigan State's effort, but they're playing against a top-level team. I like the coach at Ohio State coming over. I think you're going to see an elevation in Ohio State. Maryland looked good. So it's really too early to say who's going to run in the Big Ten. It's just too early to make that kind of prediction right now. I don't look too far forward in the preseason like this. I try and take it in how we were taught. So let's take it one game at a time. Let's set goals. Let's take these baby step goals to improve the fundamental parts right now. And let's not get ahead of ourselves and who we're going to play. I can tell you right now, every team for Indiana in the Big Ten this year is going to be a dogfight. They are not going to have an easy game against anybody in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and if you look at their schedule coming up, you got South Florida on Sunday, Arkansas State on Wednesday, Eastern Michigan, who I think is a pretty decent team, on Friday. Yeah. Then you get 5 days to prepare for Duke. So I think these next 3 games are huge, and they need to get wins, and not just wins. They need to show improvement every game.
I agree. This should be a period of time right now. You just said it. They should show improvement. They should win. And they need to get that winning mentality ingrained into their brain. Yeah, we want to keep an elevation in the game like we saw from Indiana State to Howard into and I really discount games like Howard games and things like that. I discount those games because I just don't think that they're meaningful games to Indiana. But I really look at like Indiana State, I look at the Seton Hall, I look at the Duke as really the building blocks toward the Big Ten and toward getting into the March Madness. So we want it, but this is an opportunity for them to get wins right now.
Yeah.
Get that winning mentality, that winning feeling, get it in the locker room, get it on the bus, get it on the plane, get it, smell that winning on their uniforms, on their warm-up gear, get the basketball feeling like it feels real easy in your hand. But, sometimes you pick up a golf club, you feel like, dude, I can get this thing wherever I want to, whenever I want to. You come out the next day and play, you're like, it feels like a croquet mallet to you. But this is an opportunity for them to get that winning mentality, just smell, that whole winning smell into the locker room for them. And start getting to it, like the feeling, it's always a better feeling when you come into the locker room and win, unless you don't beat Northwestern by 25 points or 30 points like we did. We didn't win by 40. We were going to get chewed no matter what we did. But that was Northwestern back then, not Northwestern today.
Yeah, definitely not today. So,
no.
So after our first show, after the second show, after the first 2 games, you had said that you were dropping your expectations from a possible NCAA tournament run to, 10 to 14 wins. Does this give you any more hope, what you saw this week?
No, not at all. Not until I see a repetition of this. Do it one time it can just be adrenaline. Do it 2 times, it's developing a consistency. Do it 3 times, and you're building a culture. Do it 4 or 5 times, and now you've got a winning mentality in your program. So show me this effort. Even if you lose to Duke, show me this effort against Duke and against the teams you're playing in between Duke. Okay, just show me that intensity, that effort. If you're making turnovers, you're making them because you're trying to make things happen, not because you're fumbling around. Nobody knows where anybody is. Not like that. Show me that you're working on the things that you're failing at right now, like free throw shooting, like blocking out, like stopping the dribble drive penetration from happening so easily. Let me see improvement on those things that are readily out there right now. Then I'll come back maybe after Duke and I'll tell you, all right, we got beat by Duke by 10, by 5, by 20. But, man, the intensity was there. We took everything we had to give, and we gave it to Duke for 40 minutes. And maybe that turns into a win. Mike, that's why we play the game. That's why we don't do it on computers. I think we've joked about it before, but every computer-generated image says that the 81 team would have beaten the 76 team. Now, if you put those 2 teams on the court together, I don't know. I don't know. But computers say yes. That's not why we play on computers. We play
you got to have an opinion, though, Steve.
Oh, I think we'd kill them. No, I don't think we'd kill them. We'd beat them.
I think Isaiah Thomas would have been too much for him.
They had nothing for Isaiah, but that's just not still think at this point in time, 500 is a good deal for these guys right now, because we're seeing them play half good teams. Now they're going to get in the world. They're going to play three pretty easy teams here, and these should be three solid wins for them. If I see anything less than that, a reverting back to Marion, to Howard, or even to the effort made against Indiana State, then I'm going to stick with my prediction. No, 500. So one game is not going to change my opinion. Well, I made an opinion from going to a possible tournament team to a Big Ten team based on the first three games I saw them play. I said, this team is not showing me that their intensity is increasing, that they're showing an improvement. But I saw it against Seton Hall. Now, a rising tide raises all buoys. They play against a good program, a good team. They're going to elevate their game. Now, can they sustain that? Sustain it all the way through the Duke game and show me that intensity and effort, regardless. I'm not even worried about the score. But if they play Duke hard, like they played hard the other day, then I'm going to say, yeah, I think the Big Ten, they play hard all through the Big Ten, they have a chance to earn themselves a tournament bid. Yeah. There's no team in the Big Ten that can consistently play with Duke.
No.
Not that I've seen play at all.
I mean, the thought originally would have been Michigan State, but we saw what happened there. But I could also give you this. Michigan State, by the end of the year, I think will be able to, because Tom Izzo's a hell of a basketball coach.
Tom Izzo is the best preparation coach for the tournament. I mean, he takes an average team, gets under the radar, builds. You want to see a model of a coach building a team to play in the tournament, follow Tom Izzo. There is nobody in the country, in my mind, that does better than Tom Izzo does at putting the blocks into pieces. And Indiana ought to really be watching, and Archie ought to really be watching how Tom does that. And I think that was part of the hype we saw with Green coming in, was that he was an Izzo disciple, and that he would have that same knack and ability to continue to put the building blocks in place. So never been against Michigan State having a shot at being in the Final Four. I mean, I can't remember a year where they didn't have a shot at being in the Final Four.
Maybe last year.
5 years.
Last year.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they lost 13 or 14 games, but I know this also. Nobody wanted to play them in the first round of the tournament.
Nobody did. And nobody wants to play Michigan State in the tournament. They're just that well coached in tournament play.
Yeah, if you compare it to football, it's like if Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are 9-7 or 10-6 and are all beat up, nobody still wants to play them in the playoffs.
No, nobody ever wants to play New England. Trust me, because they're capable of winning. Anytime they step on the field, they're capable of winning, and that's where you want to get Indiana to. That was the Indiana and Florida days, but every single time from 1975 until about the mid 90s, till the mid to early 90s, every time Indiana stepped on a court, no matter who they're playing, they had a chance to win that ball game, a 50% chance of winning. And not because it's 50-50, but because even if it wasn't the best Indiana team, they brought the intensity, they brought the fundamental skill sets, and they brought a coach who could coach them and make bench coaching changes in a heartbeat that would change the dynamics of the game in a 30-second timeout. So, as I said at the beginning, this is going to be Archie Miller's toughest coaching test he's had at this level yet. Because he's going to win without incredible talent. Okay? He's just looking at this team. I'm not seeing incredible athleticism and incredible talent. So he's got to get a culture there of this team playing together and focusing on a common goal. They need to set that common goal. Now, it's not. I said it as being 500. I said it as making the dance. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is what they put up on the wall in their locker room, and that becomes their battle cry, their goal. And they need to get everybody on the same page. However many people they have dressed on the bench, good golly, Miss Molly, they dressed the whole student body this year. So, I look down, I'm thinking, oh man. And I don't even see Hartman dressed yet. So, but they need. That's where he's going to have to. It's going to be his hardest, toughest coaching year. He's got to do it with his mind and his psyche and his leadership ability as a coach. He gets to play well. But I liked what I saw against Seton Hall.
Yes, me too.
I read things, people saying they played well the first half and then fell apart. I didn't see see a real fall off. I saw a situation where they just kind of started to get athleticism just started taking over.
Well, I think it was even more than athleticism. It's just the experience of Seton Hall.
Experience, exactly. Yeah, I use athleticism and experience kind of in the same genre. But you're right. This is the experience of being in a situation, and their coach. This is his team. This is not Archie Miller's team. It is his team, but it's not the team that he bought and built. But for 40 minutes, I thought Indiana stayed as focused as I would ever expect them to be at this point in the season, based on looking at the first 3 games. So I'm expecting good things. I want to see a good, strong run. Next time we talk, I want us to say, hey, we saw this. This is where we saw improvement in rebounding. We saw improvement in controlling our turnovers and still trying to make things happen, but making less turnovers while trying to make things happen because players are understanding each other better in the game.
All right.
We start seeing things like that. We're filling holes. And, I like the offensive set. Keeping our offensive set. We don't make the three-point shot our only offense. We make it part of our offense. Crean tried to make the three-point shot his offense. And hopefully Archie, what I saw against Seton Hall was the three-point shot was just an integral part of our offense, as was posting up and going down inside and drawing a foul and getting ourselves to the free throw line. And then we've got to hit the free throws. We're not good enough to shoot 53% from the free throw line. We're not Wilt Chamberlain. You can't go all of your career and shoot 53%, still be listed as the greatest player ever to play the game. We're not going to get there with this bag box of talent.
All right, Steve. I want to remind everybody we'll be back after the South Florida game to talk about that. Hopefully it'll be a win with a lot of effort, and they'll look like they're improving. Any final words, Steve?
Yeah, one thing we do now have a Twitter account. We have a Twitter account. It is @GruelingHoops, and we will start utilizing that Twitter page now as where we will kind of give our thoughts maybe during the game or talk to people during the game. We welcome everybody to get on and get on the Twitter site and give us your comments and your feedback. What do you want to hear more of? What would you like to see? It's your opportunity to comment back to our show. I'm managing the account, so I will see everything. So it is @GruelingHoops on the Twitter site. Go follow us, please, because that's where you're going to hear probably a little bit more raw me, because that's where I do ready, fire, aim on those Twitter pages. I got a little Donald Trump in me. Not ready, aim, fire, prepare for a radio show. On Twitter, I'm ready, fire, aim. So you're going to get a little bit more raw material on the Twitter page. So join us there if you want to. Make comments, please. And we hope to go live with both games. I think we're working toward the Duke game, aren't we?
Whenever you want to do it, Steve. We can do it Sunday night if you want.
Whenever we can control your vernacular, we'll go live.
Yeah, my vernacular. I don't even cuss.
Oh, that's what Knight said.
But, well, all right, well. If you're going to compare me to him, I'll take it.
That's a great, that's great. Actually, he had 100 different ways to use that word, and all of them were in the wrong way. So.
All right, that's your opinion.
Good effort by our Hoosiers. I'm in a good mood. I enjoyed the game.
All right, guys.
I enjoyed the first 3 games. I did not enjoy watching the first 3 games.
No.
My expectations were probably out of sorts a little bit.
Yeah. But as an Indiana fan, as a former Indiana player that won a national championship, that's kind of to be expected, and that's what makes this such a tough job.
Yeah, it really is. You don't want to tear them apart and criticize them because they are young, they are inexperienced, but there's fundamental things they can do that youth and experience don't come into play on. And last night, for the first time, I saw it, and I saw it for the majority of the ball.
All right, hopefully that will continue.
Not one play stands out of my head like bonehead. That word didn't come up last night when watching the game. The bonehead did not come up.
Yeah.
Except on free throws. We still need to get better at it.
Yes, most definitely. The better improver. It's going to be a long season. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Remember, you can hear us live on the Indiana Basketball Weekly Show on Spreaker, where you can also chat with us on Spreaker. You can make any comments you want or ask any questions for Steve or myself, and we'll answer them live on air. We'll even bring up your name. Also, all of our shows can be heard on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn. Anywhere you find sports podcasts, you'll find The Grueling Truth. So for Steve Risley, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.